Hi guys, it's Brian, and today I want to give you guys my list for the top 10 worst translated characters from the Walking Dead comic book series into the television series. I want to thank Epic Zombie Killer for this amazing video suggestion. So yeah, guys, please subscribe and check out his channel because he's a great friend of mine. All right, so here we go on with the list. So at number 10, we have TV Dr. Stevens. So some of you might forget this character. She was in the first half of season 3. She was a doctor of Woodbury, and she treated Andrea and the governor, but we never saw her again. They didn't even give her an on-screen death. Like, just a weird character overall. In the comic book series, Dr. Stevens actually had a decent role. He treated Rick after he lost his hand, and he actually wanted to join Rick's group and become their next doctor. And he was actually a pretty decent character in the comic book series, unlike in the television series. At number 9, we have TV Allen. So I don't understand what they were doing with TV Allen back in season 3, because Allen, after he went to the prison, he wanted to overthrow it, and then he joined the governor's group, and then lost his son, and then as a result, he died. And like in the comic book series, Allen was a much better character. He was kind of like Kenny in the video games. He was a loyal father and husband, and he was a member of Rick's group. He wanted to protect the group, and he was loyal to them. So I don't understand why the change of character. At number 8, we have TV Holly. So yeah, TV Holly was just, they hyped her so much in season 5 and 6. Fans were looking forward to getting to see her, and they just kill her off like some kind of red shirt and in JSS, and it was so disappointing. In the comic book series, Holly actually is a decent character. She learns to adapt to the harsh world from Abraham, and she gets into a relationship with him. She fights an all-out war and gets a very cool death, but obviously in the show, they completely butchered her character. At number 7, we have TV Heath. So I cannot stand TV Heath. Like, he just comes in season 6, episode 1, first time again, and just says, "Oh, I've been living here this whole time. I was on a two-week supply run." Like, I don't like that. And what they did with Heath, having him leave. In the comic book series, Heath is a much better character. He's loyal to Rick's group. He enters a relationship with Denise, and he goes on supply runs, and, he's constantly there in important moments in the series, and he's very helpful to the group. He's there for the execution of Glenn at the hands of Negan, and an all-out war, he loses his leg, when they throw grenades, and even after losing everything, he still is loyal to Rick's group, fights for them against the Whisperers and against the Walkers. So Heath is a much better character in the comic book series. At number 6, we have TV Paul Monroe, or I guess Paul Rovia. So this character was very butchered. He's one of the best characters from the comic, and in the show, they pretty much gave him very little to do, and then he got killed off in season 9, episode 8. And yeah, I mean, in the comic book series, he was a much better character, and he got to survive all the way to the comic book series. He's a very awesome character and has been in so many fights. He's, a great fighter for the group. All right, so we're going on to number 5 now. At number 5, we have TV Denise. So I cannot stand TV Denise. Just the way they did her and Tara just did not work. How the actress came off, and the fact that she says that she was just there this whole time, I just don't buy it. Like, she appears in season 6. I don't believe it. In the comic book series, Denise is a much better character. As soon as Rick's group gets to Alexandria, we see Denise. She's there with everyone, and she's treating Scott, who breaks his leg, and she enters a relationship with Heath, and she's a much better character. She's very caring, and she even sacrificed her own life to save Heath. At number 4, we have TV Tyrese. So yeah, Tyrese was just one of those characters that were butchered in the show because of the writing. And honestly, I just wish he was a better character. In the comic book series, Tyrese was such a great character. He was a father, and like, he was a beast. He was a total beast because, he killed walkers like crazy. He was a very strong survivor, fighter, and he wasn't afraid to kill people. And this just made him a better character. Like, even Robert Kirkman said he kind of regretted killing him off. At number 3, we have TV Nicholas. So I cannot stand TV Nicholas in the show. I hated this character so much, like with a passion. He was a coward, a weasel. He wasn't loyal to anyone, not even himself. Like in the comic book series, Nicholas was not a great guy, but he was still a father and husband and a member of Alexandria. He fought, with Rick's group against the Herd. He cared about his family, unlike the television series where, Nicholas leaves behind his son. Like, he's a way better character in the comics. At number 2, we have TV Carl. So yes, TV Carl, and this is no fault on Chandler Riggs, or at least not too much, because, they killed him off. They give him Carl horrible writing, but in the comic book series, Carl is a fantastic character. Like, everything that he's gone through, losing Judith, losing his mother, and being traumatized by the world. He's like slowly becoming like a Negan. He's just a way better character. You know, he's awesome. He learns to be human again, and the way his story ends is just fantastic. Like Carl is an amazing character in the comic book series and overall. All right, so at number one we have TV Andrea. So yes, TV Andrea just made no sense. You know, she was with Shane with the governor, and then she just gets killed off at the end of season 3. And in the comic book series, Andrea was a total beast with a sniper rifle. You know, she was like mowing down survivors with that sniper rifle. She was loyal to Rick's group all the way through, and she wasn't making stupid mistakes. And even when she wanted to leave the prison, she still came back for the other survivors to protect them and defend them. And she's a hardcore survivor in the comic book series, unlike in the show. Like Andrea in the comics was even there when Rick's group chopped up the hunters, like when they like dismembered their limbs. I mean, just she was a brutal survivor and just a way better survivor overall. And even though Andrea does die in the comic book series, like in the show, it's still way better in the comic, and she was a great character overall. She became like a mother to Carl, like kind of like TV Michonne. So yeah, so Andrea was just an amazing character in the comic book series, and yeah, I mean honestly, just one of the best. I would say. So yeah, guys, that's it for my list for the top 10 worst translated characters from the Walking Dead comic book series into the television series. Please let me know what you thought of my list down below. And until next time, guys, take care.